All right, we back. We in here. All right, Kurt.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So, Tacos with Friends podcast at gmail.com. Tacos with Friend on Twitter. We got that Instagram page that I don't know how to use just yet. I'm figuring it out, though.
Okay.
I'm figuring it out.
You're going to have to get that Instagram figured out, man.
I'm figuring it out, though. What else?
You
Tacos with Friends on YouTube. Check us out. Also, we switched hosts. We on Podbean now. So if you download the Podbean app on your phone, you can access the podcast through there too.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. So Kurt, you might remember, like last year sometime, back when we were still doing the podcast at Ivan's house. Remember we were talking about watching something, like watching like a show on
right, exactly.
We were talking
about
exactly.
Show, yes.
So this is something what we're gonna do today is different. So last night, Kurt, the Drake album came out. I don't know if you know about this Drake album. It's called Scorpion.
Okay.
All right, so obviously, Kurt, I know you know about Pusha T and Drake.
Well, yeah, the so-called
Pusha T dropped the bomb on Drake.
Exactly.
And, he basically put out, Drake has been hiding a child. And, he put the blackface picture of Drake out there. And supposedly Drake had a reply. But the reply was going to reveal some stuff that would have, destroyed some families. The secrets he was going to put out.
Right.
And supposedly he was talked out of putting it out. So Drake has been silent since Pusha T dropped that bomb on him.
Well, I can understand that, man. I know, like I said, you don't want to put anybody's public business like that. If it's that type of detriment to somebody's family's,
right,
whatever he's about to say, I would encourage him not to say it. Because,
exactly.
He's going to ruin more than just,
So since that, Drake has been quiet. I guess the beef has kind of been, I don't know if like squash, but ain't no more songs supposedly gonna go on. Now, last night, this ain't like no first listen for me. I know it's like a first listen for you.
Yes.
I listened to it. I kind of went through it real quick last night when it came out. It dropped at like 10 o'clock last night. So I kind of went through it. Like I'm one of the people, I don't think you could judge an album just off one listen. You got to give it multiple. In order to give an honest opinion.
Exactly. That's how you learn what your favorites and your dislikes are.
Exactly.
In the album, yes.
Right. So what we going to do is we're going to go through this whole thing. We're going to go through the whole album. Okay. And what we're going to do is like we're going to listen to it. Then maybe like every 4 songs we're going to pop in and we're just going to talk about, what we think of, of the album. Of those first 4 songs, and at the end of the album, we'll sum it up in general. So, all right. So I'm gonna list what's up.
Yeah, you got the auxiliary feature.
Yeah, I sure do, Kurt.
You can hook it up to the radio.
All right, Kurt. So, first 4 songs. Track 1 is called Survival. Track 2 is called Nonstop. Track 3 is called Elevate. Track 4 is called Emotionless. Emotionalist. Yes. So we're going to go through those 4. Then we'll come back and we'll give like what we think about those 4.
Okay.
All right.
Only live once.
All right, Kurt. We back.
We back.
All right.
Okay.
So we got through Survival, Nonstop, Elevate, Emotionless.
Right.
Okay. All right. What'd you think of those first 4?
Well, again, Drake is starting to fall into the category of sound like everybody else. When Drake first came out, it was exciting. He was an original style. Definitely. And then coming from knowing that he's a rapper from Canada with Jewish faith, you're trying to figure out where he get all these skills from. But at the same time, now, I guess since he's been Americanized, he's starting to sound like everybody else, man. Like I said, the beats were on point. Everything was fine, but I'm listening to the words, and he's not really saying anything. In my personal opinion, he's making comments on things, but he's not saying anything that's drawing me in to say I want to hear those first 4 songs again. Those first 4 songs have been scratched off my list already. I only heard it once. I'm not hearing anything that's saying that like I said, to draw me in. The last song, Emotionalist, basically turns out to be the last verse was about women who seems to be trying to become social media lights, and all they want to do is just make the effort to make themselves known, and that's it. I didn't hear anything else through the first 3 songs to make me say I want to hear those again. The first 4, I should say. I don't want to hear those songs anymore.
Kurt, like I said, I think when we were talking about it, I like all the beats. All the beats were cold. Now, track 1, that sounds like a usual Drake opening track. My thing with Drake is, once you hear one Drake CD, you've heard them all. To me, every Drake album is the same.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's starting to become that.
But track 1, usual Drake. Track 2, I like that beat a lot. Like that was that nonstop. That beat kind of reminded me of like a Pimp C beat almost. Okay. That's kind of what I got from when I was listening to that beat. Okay. Like I don't know what the hell he was talking about, but that beat was banging so hard. Right, I didn't care.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing. That's the thing. Now, like I said, that's what I'm saying. When I listen to music, man, I listen to the words. I understand the rhythm of music and how it can move you. But if you're not saying anything, you're just talking over a beat. And then you in your vehicle, all you want to hear is the beat. Yeah. So what's the purpose of the words? You can just have an album full of beats.
Hey, look, I'm telling you, that's not like track 2 nonstop. I'm turning the bass up to the knob break.
Right.
So I ain't got to hear the words because that beat's banging so hard.
Exactly.
But track 4, Emotionless, I think that's like one of the best Drake songs I've ever heard. I like that song.
Really?
I like that song a lot. I like that they got the Mariah Carey sample in there. The beat's banging, of course. And the part where he's talking about the different girls, I think he said one girl I know, she goes somewhere and she takes pictures and she saves them so she could post them later to keep people thinking that she's always, going different places. I felt that a lot. Mm-hmm. I like that song. I think that's like one of the best Drake songs I've ever heard. I really like that song.
Okay.
I like that song a whole lot. Got anything else on these first 4?
I don't want to hear them anymore.
Okay, Kurt. I like, so I would say like track 1, so on it. Track 2, I like that a lot. Track 3, I didn't really like track 3. I didn't like Elevate a lot at all. I didn't like that a lot. I don't like when Drake goes from rapping to then he kind of like tries to start singing a little bit. But then he tries to get back into rapping.
That's his forte. See, that's what he's known for. Baby, you the best.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? That's
Kurt,
how he stepped into the game.
I don't know if I told you the background on this double album. One's like, well, obviously it's not an album. Like, we're playing it through we're playing it through Apple Music, but the first side A is straight rap. Side B is singing Drake.
But see, you just contradicted yourself because you just said on that third album that he was singing. And that's why.
No, on it, yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But that's what I mean. But like on that song, it's majority rap though. He's spitting a verse,
right?
But that's not the Drake I'm feeling. Yeah, that's not the Drake I feel. I don't like I'm gonna start rapping, then I'm gonna kind of sing a little bit, then I'm gonna kind of come back into it. Like I ain't feeling that Drake. Okay. But track 4, one of the best Drake songs. I would say it's top 5 Drake song.
Really?
I really like that song.
So I know you definitely not really listening to the words then.
See, Kurt, I like that song.
Point. You only listen to the
beat. Kurt, I like the words he was talking about on there. I felt that.
The references.
No, I like the fact is that he addressed the fact this was like the first song so far where he addressed that he has a son from the Pusha T thing.
Uh-huh.
Where he said, I'm not hiding my son from the world. I'm hiding the world from my kid. Right. So even though I think that's a trash line, but I can respect it though.
Right.
But I like the flow. I think he goes good on that beat. I think out of these first 4 songs, I think that song, track 4, Emotional, I think that's the song where I heard the signature Drake that I like.
Okay.
That's the signature Drake. And then that's me personally.
Right,
that's
exactly.
the signature Drake that I like. That he falls perfectly on, especially like a Mariah Carey sample with that beat. He falls perfectly on that.
Okay.
And I really like that song. Okay. All right. So next 4, these are probably like 2 of these songs I know he kind of put out. Track 5 is God's Plan.
Right.
Track 6 is I'm Upset. I've heard these 2 already. I really don't like none of them.
Okay.
I don't like none of them. Track 7, 8 out of 10. And track 8 is Mob Ties. And I can already tell you, just off the name of track 8 called Mob Ties, I already got a feeling I'm not going to like the song.
Well,
just off the name, I feel like I don't like it.
It's just, it's probably just a title. It's not actually reality.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, but the fact is that Drake had the balls to name it Mob Ties. Automatically, I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. All right, so we're gonna get those 4, then we come back.
Okay.
All right, we back.
We back.
First, the second set of 4. All right, so hold on. Let me pull my joint out. All right, so we got through God's Plan, I'm Upset, 8 out of 10, and Mob Ties. Kurt, so last night when I listened to this was the group of 4 where I kind of tuned out. I didn't like none of these songs.
100% in agreement. Man, this doesn't make any sense. I understand now because it sounds like to me right now, since Drake's fatherhood has been brought to the forefront, he has gotten soft already. I'm not understanding this, but what I am is all in caps disappointed because this doesn't make any damn sense. Mob Ties for what and to who? The only sacks you got are lunch bag sacks because that's all you talking about. You being a dada. Get your lame ass out of here, man.
That was the line I was telling you. That was on the song Mob Ties where he said, "I ain't with all the rah rah. I'm a die." Now, so because you was saying like, this must be an album where he's talking about being a dad. Now, what I personally think, that a lot of these songs were recorded after Pusha T put out that he had a kid. So that's why I think a lot of these songs were put out like this because that kind of came out. So he's trying to really push that out.
Right, but see, that's unnecessary. That's like how many songs you need to prove that you have a child. Congratulations. Rap about something meaningful now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Congratulations on your fatherhood. Take care of your business. But that's some bullshit rapping. I am so disappointed with these first 8 songs. It's unbelievable.
So, Kurt,
I will not purchase this album.
So out of the first 8, you don't like?
None of them.
None of them? All right, so, yeah, well, I would say out of that second 4, I already told you I'm not a fan of God's Plan.
Right, God's Plan. First of all, listening to God's Plan on the radio, this album just ruined it for me. Because as I'm talking to you and I'm listening to it, now I understand what you were talking about. Right. Is that beat that he's rapping on was already lame and then he's lackluster on the beat. So I didn't pay attention to it really because I'm listening to the radio version. Yeah. But as I'm listening to it now, you really brought me to that side. Yeah, that was some garbage. His lyrics on that song, if we really listen to it, he's really not talking about anything either. Right.
So I think like because we were talking about what was playing, I said that I don't like God's Plan because the beat is not that great of a beat. It's not a beat that would catch my ear.
Right.
And what he's rapping on it wouldn't catch my ear either. So when you put those 2 things together, it's not a good song.
It's not.
It's not a good song.
This is, like I said, this is turning to be, like I said, unfortunately, like I said, all caps disappointment. Hashtag disappointment.
I think out of that 4, the only song I like was the 8 out of 10 song.
Out of those 4. So far, you've liked 2 songs.
No, I've liked, so far out of that first 8, I've liked, 1.
I thought you said 2, track 3.
No, I didn't like track 3, which was Elevate. I like track 2, which was Nonstop. Okay, I like track 4, Emotionless, and I like track 7. So out of those first 8, I like 3. But I would say that first 4, I wouldn't say that I disliked, track 1 or track 3. I don't dislike them. I just don't really care for him that much. But that next 4, I don't like God's Plan. I don't like I'm Upset. I don't like Mob Ties. I'll never listen to those songs again.
Right, because the way it sounds like to me, this is starting to be either a diss album for some reason. I don't know if that's what he's trying to accomplish, or he's trying to rap about. I guess his what he's considered his accomplishments in life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially now, like you said, with the addition of him mentioning fatherhood. Now he's going fatherhood crazy.
Right.
That's enough.
All right. So you got anything else on those 4?
Not gonna listen to them 4 again either.
All right. So the next 4. Now this will end out side A of the double album. So we're getting through it. We're almost halfway through. So the next 4 is track 9, Can't Take a Joke. Track 10, Sandra's Rose. I think track 10 is produced by DJ Premier.
Okay.
Track 11.
DJ Premier, not rapper though.
No, he's not rapping. He's making the beat. Now let me ask you this question. Would you say that the beats, other than God's Plan, do you think the beats are at least
actually these last 3, I really couldn't even get into the beat.
Yeah, I would say
really
the beats on the 4 we just listened to, I wouldn't say those beats are great.
No.
But track 11, which is produced by DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia, it's called Talk Up, got Jay-Z on it. So now I heard, like I said, I listened to this, I ran through this once already. I was feeling the Jay-Z song a lot. So I think out of this whole thing, this is the only song that actually, last night after I finished this, I went back and listened to it.
Right. So
I am feeling this Jay-Z verse. Okay. So I can't wait to hear it again. So track 11 is Talk Up featuring Jay-Z. Track 12 closes out side A. It's called Is There More? So that's the last 4. After this 4, we'll be done with the side A, which is the rap portion. Then we're gonna be getting into side B, which is Sad Drake.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back. All right, we back.
We back.
All right, that was the last 4.
Thank God.
Come on, man.
Man, basically, this album has turned out to be what they call bagadocious, man. Like I said, it's the album like we just listened to with Jay-Z, with Dope Boy in the background. Jay-Z rapping about dope.
Yeah.
I don't know what Drake was talking about because it wasn't about dope. For some reason, Drake believes he has mob ties or ties to a syndicate of some kind. I don't know what's happening when he became a gangster of some sort, but it's not working. It's not working because all he's pretty much is falling back to that, this is what I have, this is what you don't have, spiel. And that's all it sounded like. And like this last song he talking about, they turned into Walt Disney characters. He's fucking Mickey Mouse. Because he's doing exactly what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? It gets back to the point when you lose your originality, you go back into, again, like I said, just falling behind and just copying what everybody else is doing. You know, it happens that way. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know, you can only rap about so much. Eventually, it comes to a standstill because it's no longer new to you. You know what I'm saying? As an artist in the game, musician, when it's new to you, it's brand new to everybody. Right. But now it's old, and this shit is sounding old already.
I would say out of that 4, you know what? I'll say this. Last night, I really liked that Talk Up track with Jay. I like that track a lot. I would say I like Jay-Z's verse. I definitely like Jay-Z's verse.
Right, because Jay-Z is going along with the bass line and the sample.
Even though I don't think that was the best Jay-Z verse I've ever heard. No. Like, that's the thing. I don't think Jay-Z has really done, you know, a good verse in a while. But
right, again, because it's gotten old.
Yeah, that was definitely a good Jay-Z verse, but Drake came soft as shit on that song. Like you can't be, and it's not, I like the beat. I like the beat on that song a lot. Right,
because that's the thing. They even softened up the Dope Man beat. It took me a while to really realize that's what the beat was.
Right.
Dope Man. You know what I'm saying? That original beat was hard as hell.
Right.
He softened that up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, you know, he didn't come hard on that. I think, like, if you got a song with Jay-Z and you got a beat like that, you get a beat from DJ Paul, you need to at least come harder.
Right, man.
So now what I wonder, like, I don't know if you caught, like, the end of Jay-Z's verse, he said, y'all killed X, but y'all let Zimmerman live. So he was actually, I think he was talking about what we were talking about last week, Triple X Tentacion.
Okay.
Yeah. So now so that means that because that happened maybe maybe 2 weeks ago when he got killed.
Right.
So that means that this Jay-Z verse has to be like, he must have just got this Jay-Z verse.
You sure you want to talk about Malcolm X?
Nah, I'm pretty sure. No, because now that's what I thought at first. But then if you think Triple X Tentacion got killed in Florida.
Okay.
Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin in Florida.
Exactly.
So, and obviously Zimmerman's been riding around Florida, not getting touched at all.
Right.
So I'm assuming that this verse from Jay-Z is fairly recent.
Right.
So now I wonder if Drake had another verse on that song and it took it off.
Because people don't realize when musicians don't have to be together to put a lyric on an album. Jay-Z could have done that
like
post
really recently.
Yeah, exactly.
That verse got to be maybe at least like a week old, maybe.
Right, and they could have threw it together.
Because even on that song, that first Drake verse, it was a full verse, but his second one felt kind of short. Like
they were making room for
that. Yeah, what I'm thinking is that the song probably had 2 Drake verses, and his second verse he cut it to add on Jay-Z on there. Yeah. Which kind of fucked the song up.
Right, because I noticed that long pause too.
Yeah, because Drake's part just, the beats, I'd say this from this side A that we just went through, the beats have made it. I don't think Drake's verses have added anything to anything.
And like I said, I just wanted to thank you for allowing me to listen to this because you just saved me some money. Because if this was a single album, which it's not going anywhere, in my personal opinion. We gotta, hear side B or whatever to break that side. But if he cut side A and sent it out with these 12 songs by themselves, this shit would have been in the garbage by the time I even tried to listen to it. Because this is terrible. These 13 songs are terrible, in my personal opinion, man. I don't know, and that's what I'm saying is he's got fall into that category of getting comfortable. He comfortable. He's basically saying his true fans, no matter what he says, no matter what he puts out, is going to purchase his album. This is what he's saying as he's in the studio. I don't give a fuck what I put on these words. They're going to buy it and they're going to love it if they my true fans.
No, okay. So you know what?
Telling you that's what they thought.
I would agree with. I won't. I'm not going to do that to Drake. I think when Drake was in the studio, he was really. That's the thing. I think he was really working hard on this. I don't think he just to kind of go off a little bit. Did you hear? It came out that Kanye, because Kanye West just put out an album. Like maybe I don't fuck with Kanye. I told you I ain't fucking with Kanye, but he put out an album, and it came out that I think they said like 8 days before the album come out, he didn't. No, he didn't have lyrics.
Oh, I thought he had changed some.
No, he didn't change anything. Like there was no lyrics. He just had the beats.
Okay.
He like 8 days before the album was supposed to come out, he didn't have anything.
Oh,
so he basically put bullshit lyrics on these beats and put it out because he knew people
would buy it.
Yeah. But I don't think that Drake did. I think that Drake really went it because the sound. One thing I did notice though is because now I'm glad we doing it in your truck because that's how I like to listen to music. Right. You can really get all the sounds when you're going off of, especially in the car, because the car is going to give you the amount of bass that you need. So I don't know if you've noticed this, but the song Sandra's Rose that's like produced by DJ Premier, you could hear from, I think Can't Take a Joke was before that.
Uh-huh.
You could tell the difference in just the production, like the sound,
right?
From going from that song to that next song,
right?
You can hear it, like you can hear.
You don't want the sound to be
no, I mean like just not even. I mean like the volume of the song went up. So I mean that whoever mixed it, they really mixed it well. It's almost like when you listen to like a Dr. Dre song that he produces. His songs, like right, Dr. Dre, his songs do not, like when you, like if you compare a Dr. Dre produced beat to somebody else, you can hear the difference in the mixing, how everything comes through. So I could tell the difference from that song compared to the song before that, which was Can't Take a Joke.
Right, because I was trying to figure out where's the joke at, or who can't take the joke. Because basically he's telling how he's riding with his homies and, you know what I'm saying, whatever he's doing, in my opinion, doing it for his homies. But every now and then, he might hit him with, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have shit, but you can't take the joke. That's what the song is telling me.
Really?
He's saying he's doing everything for his homies, but you riding my coattails. But you can't take that joke when I tell it to you. You know what I'm saying? That's what that sounds to me.
But Kurt, I wasn't mad at that song. I wasn't mad at that song. I like Can't Take a Joke. I really like that Sandra Rose song. I think DJ Premier made a really good beat. I don't think Drake did I don't think he came through with the lyrics for a beat like that.
But see, I think that's becoming the common denominator. His lyrics aren't coming through anymore, man. I am not touched by these lyrics, man. I really am not. I really am not, because it's starting to just sound like he just bragging on shit, and it doesn't make any sense.
But that's like Drake has been doing that for a while. He's been doing that. Like I always like this. What I've gotten just from this, if let's say like these first 12 were the album,
right?
I would honestly say this sounds like any other Drake album I've ever heard. I'm the only difference is there's no singing yet. So I would really like to think is once we get into side B and we go through that, I would really like to think if he had to like just put all this together and like trim it down to like 14 songs, what would he take out?
Right.
Because just off these first 12 I've heard, all the beats are good. Drake's lyrics aren't necessarily great. They're pretty much subpar lyrics, but the beats are good. I think Jay-Z had, even though the Jay-Z verse wasn't that great, but I think Jay-Z's verse was
more topical.
It fit the song.
It fit the song, exactly. Because like I said, whatever Drake was talking about had nothing to do with relation to the beat. Because you dropping the Dope Man beat. What the fuck is he talking about? Grocery shopping?
And that's the thing. Like, I'm almost to a point where I'm getting lost. I'm getting lost in the beats now. Where I'm not like when Jay-Z came on that song, I'm listening. I'm tuning in to what Jay-Z is saying.
You can hear him referencing the time when he was dropping. He was cooking dope.
Not even that. I mean, dope. Just.
And he was when he first got into
his I'm tuning into what Jay-Z is saying. Like when Drake hopped on, like when Drake first came in on that Talk Up song, I'm just listening to the beat. I'm just hearing the beat. I'm trying to hear everything that's going on at the beat. And I'm not paying attention to what he's saying. But when Jay-Z came in, I'm tuning in to try to hear what he's saying. Like, so it's almost like Drake kind of falls wayside to these beats on here.
Yeah,
I think so far the production has been A+.
Right. That's what we're definitely agreeing on.
Yeah. So we're at this halfway mark, Kurt. So right now we've got through side A. Now the next songs we're on side B, which is the sad Drake. So track 1 is called Peak. Track 2 is called Summer Games. Track 3 is called Jaded. And track 4 is a song that I've heard, Nice for What. I already know I like that song.
Yeah, we already like that song.
Yeah, I already like that song.
Right.
So we'll go through, get through these 4, come back.
Right.
All right. All right, we back.
Man.
All right. So, Kurt, we got through. Now, like I said, we're on emotional Drake now. So we went through side B. We got to the first 4. 1 was Peak, Summer Games, Jaded, and Nice for What?
Okay.
Kurt. Now, I know you. everybody's heard Nice for What.
Yeah, everybody's heard that. Like I said, that was the whole reason why I would have purchased this album. But thankfully, being able to, I would guess say, do a preview, I am so thankful I didn't purchase this album. Because I would have been highly the fuck upset. Because Nice for What is truly the only saving grace. And that's not even on the A side.
No.
That's on the B side. Yeah. If this song was on the A side, it'd be a different situation. At least it would have been some type of, I guess, some type of, what I want to say, saving grace for the album. Because that whole first A can be wiped. I can delete that motherfucker and won't lose the bit of sleep.
Now, Kurt, look, okay. I feel like, okay, for one, the only song I've liked out these last 4 was Nice for What. I didn't.
Wait, we're talking about this. We're on the B side now.
We're on the B side.
Exactly. These first 4, the only ones I would have. Yeah, that's the only thing I like because that Jaded. Like I said, I'm trying to figure out, as I was mentioning, when men jump from women to women, they call it womanizing. But when a woman does it, because that's what that song is about. That song is about whoever he was involved with going to the next big ticket. But unfortunately, women are called whores when they do it. Men are called womanizers. Women are called whores. So she's going to the next big ticket. That's what that song is actually about. That's why he's jaded. Because he's trying to figure out why you lead me to do the exact same or go to another person that's doing the exact same thing that I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? You didn't give me the opportunity or the time to improve upon this relationship because you too busy jumping around between the same thing. So, you know, that's what it sounds like to me in that Jaded. But other than that, the only song that I would have put on repeat of these first 4 would be Nice for What. That's it. Those first 3 deleted.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that. I think I would honestly put that song Summer Games, which is track 2, the one where he kind of like had that voice distortion in the hook. I would say that's probably a worst song on this. Out of all 25 songs, that's like up there. Like I do not like that song. I think I told you like last night when I was going through this. These were like the songs that this is when the skip buttons got work.
Again, I want to make a comment on that Jada song. The background CD was the best thing on that song.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds
Aaron
like,
Hall is his name. I thought he sounded like.
That sounds like Ty Dolla $ign to me.
But again, it's the best thing on the song. The background song singer was the best part of that song.
Yeah, this was the thing that I was worried about was that when I heard like side B was gonna be like singing Drake, I thought we were gonna get more like, you know, like Hotline Bling, One Dance, you know what I mean? Right. Like the upbeat singing songs, not this depressing Drake.
And again, that's why I was saying the irony of it. Nice for What he was not singing on.
Yeah.
He was rapping on. Yeah, he was controlling the beat as if, like we were saying prior, why is he not controlling the beat on the other songs?
Exactly.
He's controlling
this beat. Nice for What?
This beat.
Nice for What? He was in his zone. He controlled the beat. Didn't overshadow him.
Exactly.
He came for he did work on that beat.
Right.
He didn't let the beat work him.
Exactly. They had to match the beat to his intensity on this song.
Right.
That's how that went.
Right. All right.
Before that, I don't understand.
All right. So, Kurt, we almost through here. The next 4, track 5 on side B is called Finesse. Track 6, Ratchet Happy Birthday. Track 7, That's How You Feel. Track 8 is Blue Tint. Now, actually, these 4, I actually remember these 4. I think I liked maybe, I think I like 3 out of this group. I like 3 out of the 4. So, we'll see. All right, we'll be back.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So that was the next 4. So before Kurt goes in, I like the Finesse song. I like Finesse, was track 5. I liked That's How You Feel. I definitely Ratchet Happy Birthday. Ratchet Happy Birthday was a cock tease. That when I first saw the title of that song, I thought something totally different. And then he gave me that. And last night I liked Blue Tint, but now hearing it over, I wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't feeling it. Yeah, so like out of that 4, I like 2 out of that 4.
Let me just say, I'm not musically inclined. We always think we can sing, we can dance, we can play music, we can do this and we can do that. But this shit is getting ridiculous. Because what was the song that had Nicki in it?
That was called That's How You Feel.
They missed the opportunity with that song because, like I was saying, they cutting in with Nicki supposedly doing a freestyle, you said?
Yeah, it was like I guess it was like a freestyle, like a concert.
I was not into that song until I heard Nicki's voice. But the problem was, it's not Nicki's song. Because if they had allowed that mix to go through like it should have, that song would have been taken over by Nicki. Drake was secondary in that song to me. The little lyrics that she did spit, even though that was freestyle or pre-recorded, whatever, she made the song, man. I don't understand, because if without Nicki being in that song has no meaning to me. And this last one, Blue Tint, I'm trying to figure out who just threw that shit together, because basically it sounds like it's a hidden relationship that he's in, but he could no longer hide the relationship. Now whoever he's in a relationship, they lost their luster or something. I have no idea what the hell is happening. But Future comes in with I got blue diamonds and blue tint. The fuck are you talking about, man? You talking about tinted sunglasses, or you talking about tinted car windows?
I guess only a tinted car. I've never seen blue tint.
What does that even have to do with anything, man? You talking about the president? And then blue tint.
The one thing that's the one thing about that. So I wouldn't even say the beat was that great, but that was one of them songs where I just stopped paying attention. I really stopped paying attention.
And this is becoming a trend with this album.
Like, I will say this: these 4 that we just went through, these went by a lot faster than those first 4 on side B.
Yeah.
First 4 on side B, that felt like forever. And these 4 went by a lot easier.
That fucking birthday Ratchet disclaimer
Tricked me.
That is not your birthday song. If I ever catch you playing this song at your birthday, you're getting fucked up. Because that song has not relation to anybody's birthday. I have no idea what he's rapping about someone's birthday, but it's supposed to be a joyous occasion. He's making birthdays sad again.
So
I cried on my birthday listening to that song.
So quick thing, I know when it was playing, you were talking about the 50 Cent in the club,
right?
So quick thing, the reason 50 Cent put that part in the beginning of the song is because he knew that if he put that there, that song would get played forever, because every day is somebody's birthday.
And 50 did it right.
It will always get played.
50 did it right. This shit is ridiculous.
No, another good birthday song. Nobody's
gonna play this. You know what? No, this song here is a funeral song.
So Ratchet
Birthday should be played at your funeral.
Ratchet funeral?
No, Ratchet Birthday, play it at your funeral.
Another good birthday song, Kurt. Check 2 Chainz birthday song.
Oh yeah.
That's another good one.
One.
Now that was a Ratchet birthday song. That 2 Chainz.
We thought
that song.
Ratchet birthday was gonna get me off the couch.
Yeah.
And shake some ass or something.
Yeah. Kurt, what? Nah, man.
Wait, I should have said shake a tail feather.
Right, nah, man. Not what I'm here.
No, you shimmy a little bit. Well, anyway, none of that happened. None of that happened. I didn't shake nothing.
We at the end now.
Thank God.
We got now. This time we ain't gonna do 4. We're gonna do the last 5. Yeah. So track 9 is called "In My Feelings." Track 10. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. I think I skipped a lot of these 2 last night. "In My Feelings." I don't really remember that at all. Number 10 is called "Don't Matter to Me," and it features Michael Jackson.
He should have named the album. Don't Matter to Me. That should be the name of the album.
Track 11 is called After Dark. That's featuring Static Major and Ty Dolla $ign. Track 12 is called Final Fantasy. And the last track on the album is called March 14th. So we're gonna run through these last 5. Then when we come back, we're gonna basically sum up what we thought of those last 5. Then we'll summarize what we felt on the entire Scorpion album. So we'll be back.
AKA don't matter to me.
Right. All right. We made it to the end. We made it.
Never could have made it.
Yeah, that last 5, man, was tough.
And then, like I said, with the one that featured Michael Jackson on this B-side, that should have been number 1 to at least keep you interested. Even though the song didn't do, that's crazy. That song didn't do Michael Jackson's voice sample justice.
Nah. Like I told you, like I honestly I wish instead of like keeping Michael Jackson on there, I wish they'd have just got like The Weeknd and just put him on there. Or like you said, start side B out with that song.
Exactly.
It just didn't fit right for me. It just didn't fit. Plus, I think Drake was just trying to flex by showing he'd get a Michael Jackson song.
And like I said, and that would have been better if he started out with that song. Show me how hard your flex is. Put that first song side B, man. It'd been a whole different discussion.
Yeah. That other song that we were talking about, In My Feelings, which is like we were saying, it just while it was playing, we were saying that it reminded us of Nice for What. Like I could see that those songs possibly got recorded around the same time.
Right.
Cause like when it first came on, you were like, I feel like I heard this before.
Exactly.
And I think like when it came on, I kind of felt like this kind of like the way he was spitting his verse kind of felt familiar to me. But it was really because those songs like to the T, like almost like, halfway through the song, they threw, a sample in, and then they had like, how the drums were. Mm-hmm. That song was just like Nice for What. It had the exact same feeling to
Exactly.
it. Actually, like now, like you say it, like if they'd have put like Nice for What on side A, and left that In My Feelings there,
exactly.
I wouldn't have got that same kind of feeling from it. Because it's like, let me see. On this side, Nice for What was like track 4.
Right.
In My Feelings was like 5 songs later. So I was like track 9. So it's like so close that automatically I'm like, oh man, I just heard that.
Yeah.
I just heard it.
Right. So basically what I want to do on behalf of Drake and the record label, apologize to everybody who just bought this. Because you just wasted your hard-earned money. Now, I know you got some quote-unquote hardcore Drake fans. Grab you some tissues or whatever because you're going to be crying tears because you're going to be so disappointed in this album. So I just want to apologize on behalf of Drake and the record label. You wasted your fucking money.
So, do you have anything to say about those last 5? Anything else?
Those last 5?
Yeah. Did you like?
Basically,
did you like any of those last 5?
No, because all the thing is going back to either Drake is sex starved, or all he thinks about other than being braggadocious is sex. Because that's what it turns out to be in this album. In my personal opinion, 60% of this album is about physical contact. Pretty much what I'm hearing. That's all I'm hearing, man. Either he being cheated on or feel he's being cheated on or he's having sex.
I would say most of Drake's music is relationship. Like, maybe not relationship based, but more so his interaction with different women in his life.
Exactly.
I would say that most of his music is about that.
Right.
So
this last song, was that the last song where he was talking about knowingly now being a father and everything like
March
that.
March 14th.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I was saying that's pretty much what it's turned out to be. That he's just, realizing that he's a father, and now all of a sudden, he has to mention it to the world. Okay, it's enough, man. You did all that on the first side.
I would say this. I'd say that I like when okay, let me just say out that last 5, I liked In My Feelings, but I think that just gave me the vibe of Nice for What, which I really liked.
Right.
I didn't like the track with Michael Jackson. I wasn't really feeling that. Didn't like the After Dark song. The Final Fantasy.
Especially the end of it. I don't understand what was that radio.
After Dark, man.
What was that for, though? That was just unnecessary.
To let you know what's going on, Kurt. It's 19 minutes after 10 o'clock, so you were After Dark.
Okay. Yeah. Unnecessary.
The Final Fantasy song, I liked the first half of it. Once he kind of got to the second half when he started singing, I wasn't really feeling it. March 14th, that was all right. That's usually how Drake closes out all his albums. He'll give you that last song is usually where he's kind of just wrapping everything up, and he kind of tells you how
the story
like how my life is going.
Right.
He'll pick a subject and kind of break it down for you. So I guess that song was cool. But in general, like side B, just if I was like on the high from side A, from the beats, how good the beats were, once I got to side B, it just brought me down. Like to me, even though like it's only one extra song on here, side A went through like way faster than side B. Like side B was like these last 5 songs when we were listening to it, it felt like forever.
Right, because it's supposed to have been some type of, I guess, like I said, romantic interlude. That's what I'm saying. That's what the side B was supposed to be more. So like I said about relationship interactions and things of that nature, so they were dragging everything out. But without that Nice for What, side B does not exist.
Right, yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah. Honestly, I would say this. I would say that the strange thing is that just from listening to Drake albums, I would almost guarantee you that side B is more so what he would want to put out as a single album. So maybe take out a couple of these songs and maybe throw on maybe a few songs off of side A, but I would guarantee, like if it was, I would almost assume that if it was up to Drake, he would keep more side B than anything else.
Right.
So
because side A, he really wasn't saying anything. So I'm trying to,
No, but I mean like side A to me felt, it was definitely more upbeat. It kept my attention. Once we got to B, my attention dropped.
Right.
I like my attention, like it's
just the total opposite for me. But like I said, when I listen to music, I listen to the words. I hear the beat as secondary. You got to grab me by the words, man. Because when I listen to a song, I like a song, I want to learn these words.
So let me ask you this question.
I can do these words without the beat.
Could you put up with a song that, like, let's say for instance, what's the first thing, like when you first hear a song, is the beat the first thing that grabs you, or are you automatically are you just overlooking the beat?
I overlook it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I hear a nice beat, but I want to hear what's coming onto that beat. You know what I'm saying? Just like we had that song he was talking about, he was just rambling off. He wasn't even on beat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not attracted to that, man. You know what I'm saying? You just saying words that don't matter, and they're not.
I think with me, the first thing that catches me is the beat. That's the first thing. So
but you and a lot of people that have.
Yeah. So the first thing that catches me is the beat. Then I'm trying to hear what you're talking about to go with the beat.
Right.
But if your beat isn't good, then I expect you to really be talking about something.
Right.
Like for instance, like Nas doesn't have great beats, but usually Nas is rapping something.
Right.
So I could deal with
more lyrically.
Yeah, I could deal with Nas's terrible beats, because Nas is actually rapping about something.
Exactly, and he's one of the rappers that you can hear a cappella, and you will still enjoy his rap. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm listening to the words. I'm not listening to the beat.
Right.
The words need to pull me.
Yeah. So Kurt, what do you think about just the album, top to bottom? Like, so we got 25 songs.
It should have been the name. Doesn't matter to me because it sure the fuck didn't matter to Drake. That's what I'm telling you.
I ain't gonna go that far. I think I think it mattered to him. I just think that I think double albums are hard. Like, there's not too many people who I can think of that's had, like, when Jay-Z put out the Blueprint 2, that wasn't good as far as a double album.
Right.
I think if Drake,
you running out of material.
right, I think if Drake would have took these 25 songs and cut it down, this would have been it might not have been like a great album, but it would have been at least decent.
Exactly.
I think doing all these songs, it just didn't work for me.
No.
Like, I would say I like side A more, but I think I like side A more just because I liked all the beats on that side.
Right, exactly.
Side B just bored me. So I think, double albums are just tough to do. Mm-hmm. They just really hard to do because you got so much, you have so much, and it's just hard to do. Because I guarantee you some of these songs are like throwaways.
Well, yeah, of course. You always have. You have songs like you said you want to put out. That's why you had, like I said, them shorties we was talking about. Those were just last minute thought processes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of these songs for these artists they create, you can't always come with a full 36 bars, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You need to make sure you can at least make sure you own some type of subject or a beat that's gonna draw in the track, man. Just can't be just saying shit. He could have just said yabba dabba doo, same fucking thing, man. That's always fucking thing. Yabba dabba doo.
So I got the track list up. So 25. Okay, so we got 25 songs. So out of these 25, I'm going. So I definitely like Nonstop. I like that. I like the beat a lot. Mm-hmm. I liked Emotionless with the Mariah Carey sample. I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. Didn't really like the God Planner. I'm upset. I liked 8 out of 10. I liked I like Can't Take a Joke. I like Sandra's Rose. I like Talk It Up. I even like Is There More. So out of that first one, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like 7 out of that. 7 out of the 12 on that first one. But out of the side B, probably 3 out of that 13. So I would say out of those 25 songs, maybe I'd give them 11 out of that 25 I was feeling. Would you like to take a look at the track list, Kurt?
No. If it wasn't for Nice for What, that album doesn't exist. That garbage, it's a piece of garbage.
So you don't
will never listen to any of those songs again in my life.
Except for Nice for What.
Except for Nice for What.
Okay.
Other than that, like I said, I used at one time like God's Plan until I actually heard it on the album. It's just that I don't know what happened. It just turned me completely around. Listening to it on the album because as I'm hearing these other songs, it's becoming more and more subpar. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm like, what the fuck? What is this for? You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I have no other. I don't even want to talk about this motherfucker no more. Cool. This album is garbage.
Well, Kurt, I ain't gonna lie. I like doing this. This was fun.
Yeah, I liked it too.
I like doing this.
But I really want to apologize for everybody who spent that money because I was gonna be one of the people who did that on the song of Nice for What. I'm basing Nice for What, thinking this album is about to be a fucking platinum.
Well, Kurt,
you know I love my platinum.
Well, Kurt,
I thought this was gonna be a platinum album.
Well, Kurt,
based on that one song.
Kurt, obviously, people are still gonna buy it, so it's still gonna go platinum.
But see, that's the problem. You buy it, it goes platinum, but when you listen to it, you upset. Yeah. You're gonna be highly pissed, man.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying.
Well, you know what? I'll say this, Kurt.
Because they found it on that one motherfucking song.
But you know what, Kurt? I'll say this. Like, I hear what you're saying, but from when the album came out last night, the reactions that I saw, I would say that at least last night, Twitter was shut down off of everybody was listening to this Drake album. Right. And a lot of people there were some people that said this was the best album that Drake has ever done. There were some people really like this. Now, when I woke up this morning, I was able to, more people, other people started coming in and saying, this ain't it. This ain't it. No. So I think it's like, the one thing about Drake is one of them artists that's you always gonna get a mixed reaction. Some people gonna love everything he do. Mm-hmm. Some people are gonna hate everything he do. But I would definitely say that I like Drake. I think Drake is, Drake is a really good artist. I just think when it comes to,
but this ain't it.
When it comes to albums, Drake is not, when it comes to albums, Drake is not good. When it comes to putting out singles, Drake knows how to make a hit single. Mm-hmm. Drake has figured out how to make a hit single. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to his albums have always disappointed me. Okay. They've all, I don't think there's never been a Drake album where I was like, this is what I expect from him.
Right.
Drake with his, like I said, even with Hotline Bling,
right.
I would say that's the best Drake song ever. And I thought that on that album, he was going to figure it out. And I was disappointed when I listened to the album. With this song, like you said, when I first heard Nice for What, I figured Drake was going to figure it out.
Because I remember not only when you first heard it, because you heard it before me, and you texted out saying, man, I just heard this Drake song with this Lauryn Hill sample. This motherfucker is hot.
Yeah.
I ain't even heard it yet. I'm like, what song you talking about? Because I ain't even hear it. He's like, man, this motherfucker is hot. I'm like, okay, cool. I can't wait to hear it. I hear it. Man, G was on the mower. That motherfucker hot.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah, that was it. And I was to me, that's like for rappers now, like when I look at a dude like Kendrick Lamar, I've never been disappointed in an album from him. Okay. He always delivers on his albums.
Okay.
Every album I've heard from him has exceeded what I expected from him.
Right. Of course.
With Drake, every album he puts out, I've always been disappointed. I've never been satisfied coming out of a Drake album. Okay. I've always wanted more. And with this, I want more out of this, especially after a song like Nice for What and the Pusha T beef. I expected Drake to come harder.
Right.
I expected him to come way harder than what he did. And this ain't it. This ain't hard enough.
No,
and I can't let Drake pass on.
No, not at all. No pass.
Yeah. But that was fun, Kurt. We're going to do this. We're going to do this again.
Yeah.
We're going to do this again.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
We're going to do this again. We're going to do more live stuff. So if you got something you want us, like an album you want us to listen to, or like it's a TV show episode or a movie you want us to kind of like live review,
right?
Send that to tacoswithfriendspodcast@gmail.com. Tacos with Friend on Twitter. Tacos with Friends on YouTube. We're on Podbean now. You can download that app and get us. And Tacos with Friends podcast on Instagram. I'm figuring out how to use it. I'm figuring out how to use it. So, got anything, Kurt? You done?
Well, actually, I just while we on the subject of music, I was just happened to watch this documentary about this, like I said, this young group out of Brooklyn. These three black teenagers at the time one was 13, the other two were 12. They formed a rock group, but they got so much backlash because as a society, as a culture, everybody wants to own a certain genre of music. You know what I'm saying? You can't be white to be hip hop. You can't be black to be rock, which is terrible because music has no bounds. Music is international. So these three young men, they play rock and roll and they sound really good. But black people started to criticize them because they thought the reason why Sony just signed them is because they were three black youth who can play guitar and drums. Not that they actually sound good. And which really defeats the purpose of trying to push yourself as a people, because nobody wants you to do anything, but they always complain that nobody's doing anything.
Kurt, I feel you on that. Don't let nobody box you in. Right. Whatever you want to do, go out and do it.
Exactly.
If people think it's weird, fuck them. Do what you want to do.
Exactly.
Do what you want to do. Sometimes you got to have that thing in you that just says, fuck it. Don't worry about what people do. Don't get boxed into what maybe your environment, makes you, what your environment may think is cool. Exactly. If you want to sit back and play classical music and you live in the hood, go do it. Don't get boxed into it.
Right.
Spread your wings, go out and fly. Because you never know. Somebody, once you go out and do it, there's another person that's looking at you that might want to do it.
And that's
themselves.
what happens. You start getting hits with young black men playing guitar. You don't see what can be done until somebody's doing it. Don't box yourself.
Don't box yourself in. Go out. Try new things. Do what you want to do. Don't just lay around all day, and thinking that you can't do something. Go do it.
Right.
When you're out there doing it, be sure to stay hydrated. Drink your water. Be nice to people. Lend a helping hand to somebody.
Exactly.
Be yourself. Be true to yourself. And that's what Drake didn't do on this. All right.
True to himself or his fans.
All right. We out.
Yeah.